One of the best things about sewing is you get to make exactly what you want. You pick your pattern, you pick your fabric, and you fit it to yourself perfectly within, your own skill set. So what happens when you're responsible for creating a garment where you don't get to pick your pattern, you don't get to pick your fabric, and you just kind of have to trust? That is what we are exploring in today's video. I'm partnering with the fabulous Bianka Bowman, and we are doing a collaboration where we're each making a garment that goes through 2 rounds of selection. So first, our husbands are going to be picking out our fabric and patterns, and then we get to pick what each other creates from that selection. So I have no idea. I have no idea what we are going to come up with and how this is going to look in the end, but I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, and I don't know. So step number 1 is to call my husband in. He will pick out some fabrics and patterns from my stash, and then I'll be filming a quick little video for Bianca so she can make her final selection. It makes me a little bit nervous, being a wee bit of a control freak, but we're gonna go with the flow. I trust the taste of both my husband and Bianca, so I'm sure we're gonna come out with something great. Let's go. Hi, Bianca. Ignore the insanity that is my creative space right now. Let me show you what hubby picked out. I have it right over here. Okay, he picked out 10 patterns, so this might take a second, and then you can kind of see my fabric too. This set, just like a bustier top and a skirt. Kind of cute. This set, also by Mimi G, which is like the top and pants. Let me see. Okay, this vintage McCall's. It's a vest and top, I think. Yes. So it's a vest and top that's belted situation. He liked that one a lot. Got a dress, shirt dress. This kind of cool bib thing. I don't know what that is. Other than that, it's kind of a basic dress. Another shirt dress. This one's a little bit more complicated and cute. A lot more seaming. Okay. And then this set, which he really liked. Like moto style skirt and jacket. This dress. Got puff sleeves. Pretty straightforward, like little tie in the back. I know I'm giving you a lot of options, so. And then this jumpsuit, I guess. What do you call these things? Romper. Yes, this romper. I've actually made this before. I made this view. He liked it. All right, this vest and pants set. Thank you. And this top, surprisingly. I was really surprised that he picked this one, but okay. Oh, that's upside down. There we go. And then for the fabrics, I have like 3 curtain panels of this. It's like a cotton, lightweight fabric. And then this one, which is a home decor fabric. He picked like all the brightest prints in my collection. So I'm like, okay, cool. Next up, again, another home decor, like cotton wax print. These are tablecloths. They're actually free because they're discoloring a bit. So I'd have to kind of cut around it, but I have 2 big cuts of this. It's more, it feels like denim almost, if you could imagine that. Like a twill fabric, it has that same weight. And then he threw me off and popped this guy in there. So this is just a white chevron woven, little bit sheer fabric. So yeah, that's everything.
I think I'm going to send you some photos of these too so you can more easily compare, because you picked a lot of patterns. But that's all I got. What do you think? Let me know. I'm nervously excited. Okay.
Bianca chose for me the gorgeous floral and bow 100% cotton home decor fabric. This had me very inspired. She paired it with Vogue 1783, which immediately made me think of Zimmermann dresses, especially if I added a bit of accent piping, a statement belt, and played into the twirly silhouette, which I plan to do. So feeling pretty good about this pairing, and then it's time to pull everything out and get started. So I've gathered all of my supplies. The pattern does call for 10 half-inch buttons for view A, which is the shorter version that I'm doing. And then per my inspiration, I pulled some belt buckles that I had in my stash. So I could do a cover belt. I have this white one, this more ecru and plastic looking one. And then this, I don't even know what this is, shell, that's blue. I also have a few packs of piping. My camera focus. A few packs of piping. And then, of course, the fabric that was picked for me. With everything gathered, it's time to take a look at the actual pattern and see what I'm getting myself into. And oh boy, it's a lot. So first impressions, this pattern has so many pieces. I won't even say it has a lot of pieces, it's just beefy. There are so many sheets, like literally on the ground. So definitely be prepared for when cutting this pattern out to have quite a few sheets. Dismayed as I am at the amount of sheets for this pattern, I get to cutting and making sure everything is pressed and ready to go for my fabric. It also gives me some time to take a look at the pattern and think of any adjustments I might need to make. So right here I have my back piece, center back piece, and my side back piece. And what I want to show you is how I'm grading between sizes. So as you see here, it's very light. But I want to have the 20 for the hips and then the 18 for the bust and the shoulders. So what I did was I created a line here that just graded out to the 20. And how I decided on this placement was looking at the pattern and seeing that this needs to kind of come together and be very even. I don't know how to properly explain this. So I didn't really want to mess with the bottom portion of this pattern. I just decided to get what I needed for my belly and my waist from the top. And so I'm not doing anything different for the bottom. It's going to be straight 20. And I did the same thing on both pieces. This is my test one, which is why that line's kind of crazy. Just to make sure they still line up and they're good, and that'll give me the amount of space that I need for my little belly right now. Now that all the pattern pieces are cut, it's time for me to confirm that I have enough fabric to actually cut the dress out. So I have a little bit under what's needed, but I'll just kind of make it work. So preparing the fabric to get all of the pattern pieces pinned to it, I go ahead and start laying everything out using my ruler to make sure that it's all on the straight of grain. Just to make sure all my pattern pieces do fit, I am rolling the fabric up as I pin the pattern pieces to the fabric. I do have to switch the direction of a few, but I figure it'll be fine because the print is so busy and you won't necessarily notice that it's going in opposite directions. And honestly, this is the only way to make these pattern pieces fit on this fabric. And unfortunately, I did tear one of my pieces. A good example here, I am not able to get the full seam allowance on my sleeve,
but I'll just mark the stitching line and it'll be totally fine. It's just seam allowance. And that is the only way I will fit my last 2 pieces. Wow, so close to not being able to cut this dress out, but thankfully it's all working. For this project, I did pull some very lightweight fusible non-woven interfacing that I thrifted from my stash. I figure this is the best complement to my actual fabric. It is extremely lightweight, but will help with the looser weave, especially when I'm doing the buttonholes on the placket and the collar. Now I am playing around with the placement of the piping because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to be adding that. This here is the collar, which I think will have it, and then maybe on the seams of the dress as well, especially since all that seaming is so much work. My first step is to stay stitch all of the bodice pieces for the dress because they are perfectly meant to fit together like puzzle pieces, and if they stretch out at all, it'll just be a huge pain later on. Now that all of the stay stitching is complete, it's time to serge around the pieces. This fabric is a bit of a loose weave and does fray quite a bit as well, so I just want to make sure everything stays together, and this piece does have some longevity, especially because the dress is not lined. With all of my pieces prepared, I am pressing out the center front placket for my buttons on both front pieces. With that light interfacing, it's really perfect, and honestly, this fabric takes the iron so beautifully. I was able to get my buttonholes all perfect on the first try. I think this dress is going to be a winner. Look at that, gorgeous. After careful consideration, I believe that adding the piping to the front and back side panel seams will really accent the lines of this dress and make it look more like my inspiration photo, the Zimmermann style dresses. While adding, I did decide to stop right at where the box pleats are for the skirt. That way it didn't interrupt the twirl factor of the dress. Because of all the seaming, this dress looks so funny laid out flat, but I just choose to trust the process and keep going with it and see exactly how it all comes together. Now that the panels are all sewn together, it's time for a really good press. This is so satisfying because of how many seams there are. And shout out to my ham that I made myself. Check out that video if you haven't already. Sewing room accessories. I am really enjoying using it, especially for projects like this. Now that I've been able to press this all open and nice and flat and neat, I really love how the piping looks. It adds the perfect detail without being too much on an already very busy print, and it really breaks up the print as well and adds some shaping. Now, to add the fullness to the skirt, I do have to create these box pleats right at the base of the seams. So I'm just making sure those are pressed really nicely so I can easily sew them and continue with it looking very neat, especially because this dress is not lined. Now that I'm feeling confident in my piping placement and really excited, I'm proceeding to do all the same steps for the other front panel as well as both back panels, including giving it a really good press. With everything pressed and beautiful, the hardest parts are behind me. Finally, I get to pick out my notions, which I love this vintage white belt with the vintage buttons. And then it's time to do a quick twirl check and make sure I actually like having a belt on the dress. I do. So cute. I pieced together just about every little scrap that I had left to make this belt, and I think it turned out fabulous. Last thing to do, add on the sleeves, and it's time for the reveal.
I've been feeling down all night. You tell me it's alright. It's alright, alright, alright.
Being able to do this collaboration with Bianka is such a dream. So if you are not familiar with her work, she crochets, sews, and makes costumes. She is all about accessibility using easy to source materials like cardboard and secondhand fabrics. Also, she makes many of her videos in both English and Spanish. Wow. Outside of what she creates, Bianka is an amazing person. She's a lover of cats, she is so genuine and kind, and she also has a fabulous sense of humor, which she openly shares in her videos. Bianka was actually the first YouTuber to ever give me a shout out. I was floored. She has kept me inspired and entertained, and I know she would do the same for you. So if you love my dress, definitely check out her channel where she sews up my choice. And now it's time to show her the final design.
Hi! Yay! Here I am.
Oh my god, look at is that the
Yes.
Get out. Oh, that's stunning.
Thank you.
Oh
Pattern
my goodness,
reminder.
That's the one.
Yep. I really love it. Yeah.
That's so cute. I didn't even know it had like I don't know anything about that. But did you put
Yeah.
hello? Am I here? Yeah, like it's like a section here and then the line going down.
Yeah, so this pattern is like super pieced together. Like, and I was like, I am not about to put all that effort in and not like have it showing. So I just added like the what do you call that? What's it called? Piping? Yeah. So I just added the piping so that you could actually see that that's like a thing and not maybe put so much effort into something that's not noticeable.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Let me record this so that you'll see this reaction too. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I love this dress. I love the sleeves. Is it just a bell sleeve?
Yeah, okay, so there's like a pleat here, right? And then it's really just kind of, I don't know. It's not like a truly set in sleeve. Like it's kind of a drop shoulder. And then they add this pleat, so it gives it like body. And then my fabric kind of has some body of its own. But yeah, I was like, okay.
That is so pretty.
And I like never would have pulled this out and paired this, but I think it's gonna be like my favorite dress for the summer because it's cotton. It's like light. I don't know. It's cute. And then it had like
It is
like
so
the booty.
cute. Oh my, get it.
Yes.
I love it so much. And you made a belt too.
Woo! I pieced together every scrap that I had to like try to make this belt. Cause I was, when you said this was my pairing, I was like Zimmerman. And Zimmerman always has like the fun belts. So I wanted to do that. And then I had this in my stash. I think I had all of this. Yeah, so.
You're so talented. Oh my god.
Now that you've seen the reveal, what do you think? I personally am obsessed with my completed project. I had this pattern, I had this fabric, would never have put them together. But Bianca and my husband knocked it out of the park. Ooh! So after filming, I ran over to Aldi because it was right next door and threw on my sneakers just to go in and grab some groceries. And in that like 10 minutes, 2 women stopped me to say how much they love my dress and asked me where I got it. 2 in 10 minutes. I was like, okay, this is the one. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm happy I added the piping. The print is very loud, but in a very elegant way. I feel like I nailed kind of the Zimmerman vibe I was going for. I can wear this in so many different ways, and I'm glad I put the pockets in, because usually I don't do that. So that's great. All in all, just felt really pretty. Like, I feel really pretty in this. It feels like me. I can style it, like if I styled it open with maybe some jean shorts and like a white t-shirt, oh, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Oh man, oh, I'm so excited. So if you love this video, you love the making of this dress and the challenge, definitely make sure you check out Bianca's channel, Bianka Bowman, which I link down below, because she is making something that her husband picked the fabric for and I picked the pattern for. So you don't want to miss it. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and enjoy spring, enjoy summer. This dress totally feels like the embodiment of the season in Wisconsin, at least. I know for some people it's like, ooh, it's a lot of fabric, but in Wisconsin, this dress is the embodiment of the season, and I am going to enjoy it. So thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.